Is this you, sat wipe after wipe, scouring YouTube to try and find that perfect base design? Well, maybe you need to look no further. I mean, ask yourself a question. How many rockets would you want someone to spend to get to your TC or your main loot when you're offline? And how much in resources would you spend to achieve that? Well, I think you need to stay around for a little bit longer. Okay guys, I'm going to give you the quick tour. So as you can see from the outside, this is what the base looks like, and we have two entrances, one on each side of the base, and they are identical, so I'm just going to show you one. Let's get straight into that. So as you can see here, we've got a standard airlock, as you can't get deeped on. Everyone knows about that. Good thing about this one is if someone does compromise this first one, you can use this door again for another one which blocks the airlock. And we have a garage door. This takes us into technically the where all the inner peaks are. As you can see, we've got all these inner peaks, which we'll see in a minute when we go up top, all the way around. Okay, when we get round to the side here, we've got two garage doors, and these here, this is the way up to the top. Two more garage doors. And as you can see now, we have the Peekdowns, which go all the way around, like so. And then the way into the base, we come into this top floor here. This room, I haven't really done too much with. You can do whatever you want with this room here. You can put your workbench in here, but I do recommend picking your workbench up before you get offline. Then what we have here is we have our first loot room, which has 8 large boxes, and we have a way to get to the top. I don't know why that's because it's a garage door. So we have a really budget helipad here. I've gone for cheapness because the build is so hard from the start of the base. I've gone for everything else, trying to do it simplistic. So we have a real budget helipad and little heli storage. Okay, sorry about that, I have got that garage door the wrong way around there. What we have here is we've got a shotgun trap, which isn't going to be that effective, but you never know, it might help with a bit more just storage here. And then what we do is when we drop down here, we have a couple of well placed shotgun traps down here. There we go, we've got 2 shotgun traps there, and then we've got 3 furnaces. Then we open this up and we have another loot room, same as before, with 8 large. And then in here we have another loot room which has got a bit more storage. Then we have a garage door which takes us down a level. This has, because it's floor stacked, we've got 2 doors there. We drop down here. And we have a bit more storage. Sleeping bags. I've gone for sleeping bags and more loot rooms, but you can easily turn some of the loot rooms into some loot storage and bedrooms if that's the way you want to play it. So let's open up this call, and we have another loot room here. As you can see, we've got 3 large, 2 small at the top, and 2 large at the bottom. Then we've got another 2 loot rooms on this side. I've gone for simplistic on the loot rooms. You can actually put more smalls in front of these. And there we go, another 2 loot rooms. And then what we've got here is we have the entrance to the bunker. Now the way this bunker works is you need to have someone F1 kill inside here and spawn on this bag. Then what you do is you break this twig square, and this is going to remove this HQM triangle. Okay, so we remove this. And you can leave this totally open when you're online because it's a suicide bunker still, even when that's broken. This bunker here only gives you access to the transfer loot box. Okay, this is why it's quite strong. You can fit 3 furnaces down here. I've only done the 1. So yeah, all you do is fill up the suicide, the transfer loot box, and spawn in here and take it out the box. And then, like, I've got my explosives box there, my guns, and my armor box, and your TC. And that's the upkeep for 24 hours. It's not that cheap, but it's got a high cost to raid. So that is the tour, guys. Okay guys, so I'm just going to make this quite quick. So basically the whole concept behind it is you pretty much have to go through a stone wall effectively. Then pretty much whenever you go on after that, it's going to cost you 8 to get through a sheet metal. Okay, so you pop some loot rooms. And then when you get to the armoured, no matter which angle you approach it from, that's when it starts to get costly, because you're going to have to do another 15. And then that should leave the actual original HQM walls still on full health, which then means another 15. And then you are in. Okay. Similar thing, like if you try and approach it from the top way, it's pretty much the same. So let's just say, I mean, you're not going to come drill top down because you're going to have to go through stone, and then, oh sorry, I've popped into the loot room. So if you went down from the top, it's stone, and then it's going to be 2 sheet metals, because there's 2 sheet metal wall roofs here. So let's just say we get into this room here. So let's just pop this. Part 4. So, and then we'll just pop this. Okay, so we're in. So granted, there'd probably still be garage doors that you got to go through, but I'm not even going to include them. So let's just try and pop the bunker open. So let's go 15 into there. Okay, so you've destroyed a lot of loot rooms, and oh, the actual standard HQM bunker is still full there, and it will just double check. Remove this twig, still got full on the roof. So if they try that way as well, again, it's only another 15. And there we go, you are in, guys. Alright, so that was just a quick little raid test. Obviously, feel free to try and raid it from some different angles. I've tried it, and yeah, it seems pretty damn good. Okay guys, let's get straight into this build. So, a quick warning before we build this base design. It is a hard base design, so make sure you practice it on build servers before you build it on your proper wipe. Also, it's a very hard to get started build, so we do need to make sure we can get a certain floor plan down before we progress. So we're going to do that just in wood. But it also, it leaves you quite vulnerable because it's such a tricky start. And because it's a tricky start, I have tried to simplify the rest of the base going forward after. Anyway, so pick where you want the center of your base, preferably a flat surface, and just walk back a bit. When that's done, grab a square foundation, sit the large horizontal wood beam on the floor like so, and once that's on the floor, I'm going to chuck a ramp on the left hand side. We're going to grab a large box. I'm going to place it about here, butt it up to the foundation like so. Once that's done, grab another square foundation, and we're going to just butt this up to the other one like so. I'm just going to mark it up now. We want the large bottom of the horizontal beam of the one we're placing roughly in line with the top of that rope on the other one. I'll mark them up now, and then we're just going to bring this across and place it like so. Okay, once they're done, we're going to stand on this ramp with the wood basically in between our legs, grab a triangle foundation and crouch. And then we're just going to sit this on the sand, just like we did earlier. Okay, sit that on the sand. Now, once that's in place, I'm still holding crouch. I'm going to click it, and then I can't move my mouse. So you can either take your mouse off the mouse mat, or for like me, I'm just pushing hard down on my mouse. I'm confident I'm not going to move it. So I'm just going to left click. Then I'm just only going to strafe, still holding crouch. I'm just going to strafe right, and then when it goes blue, walk it back into that, and then I'm going to walk right again. And then I'm going to walk it back into that one. Then what we're going to do is going to do a quick check, like so. And there's no gap between that one and no gap between that, so that's looking quite good. Now we just got to check that our floor stack is good. So you start with high ones. There we go. And then we'll check the lower one. There we go. So I'm just going to no clip show you how tight this is. So this is how tight our floor stack is. So the problem with doing tight floor stack like this means you have to place the higher ones first, but we want this to make the strength of our base. So let's get on with it. Let's remove these. So we've got our high, medium and low foundations. So I'm going to make the high one wood, and then I'm going to add a square on it. But then we want some more high ones for later on. So I'm just going to go put some high ones over here. Make this triangle wood, and then if we wanted to demolish these, which you would want to do on a proper wipe, you need your TC down. So we're just going to go put a TC down here, like so. And while we're here, we might just chuck our sleeping bag down on there. Once that's done, we'll just remove these. And what that allows you to do now on a proper wipe is demolish. Start from the furthest one away, going back towards the TC. The rest of the video, I will just quickly delete them, just try and save time. But we've got some high foundations over there for later. So what we're going to do next is we're going to move the low foundations out the way for a second. Only one square on these. And remove these two. And now we can go get the mediums into place. So to do that, we place one triangle, two squares, and a triangle. Once that's done, remove these, and then come back with two squares and two triangles. Once that's done, check you can put your walls on, like you can. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so I'm going to make it. And these. Once that's done, we're going to get our low ones back into place, so they need to come back with a square and a triangle. You can delete these. Then make a C shape with your triangle foundations, and then we're going to do a line of foundations down this way until we go one past the one that is opposite this, like so. Once that's done, we need two triangles, two squares, then two triangles, and then we're going to do a right turn and put two squares, and then we're going to do another right turn and put a square and a triangle. Once that's done, go back over this way, start from the furthest one away to if you demolish. For you. Part one square and a triangle. Put a square and a triangle down, and check you can put your walls, which you will be able to. Okay, so once that's done, there is one more thing we need to do, is we need to bring a medium around to the other side, and the reason for that is just to help with the protection of the core. Okay, so to do this, we sit down on this right medium here, and we're going to do two triangles and then a square, and then that will let us do two triangles here, another two triangles here, another two triangles there, and then a square, and then hopefully we can get our triangles in here like we can. So all we want really is to come around, and it's this triangle here is the one we want. Okay, so once that's done, we just get rid of the rest. And if you can get that footprint down, you're pretty much going to be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make some of this HQM and sheet metal, and then we're going to move on from there. Bearing in mind, I'm going to do this the expensive way, which costs a lot of HQM to bring the maximum raid cost for this base, but if you didn't want to do that, you can just make the most inner side of this suicide bunker here HQM, and then go around doing all the rest in sheet metal if you wanted to drop about 7 rockets of raid cost. Okay, so I'm just going to do it all HQM. These are HQM, and then this one here can be sheet metal out here. Okay, once that's done, we're going to get our transfer loot box, so we don't need to use drop boxes. So we're going to put a square here, we're going to put a roof and make that stone. Once that's done, we come over to this side here, and we're going to place a wall, a half wall and a floor tile, and then we're going to make this HQM, and we're going to make this sheet metal. Once that's done, you can remove that half down there, jump up here and place another triangle. Make sure that sleeping bag is there, otherwise you won't be able to place it afterwards. And we're going to make this sheet. Once that's done, grab a large box, rotate it, and then we just want to bring it back. So as you can see, I'm bringing it back to this line now, which is like the center of this triangle floor tile. We want to bring it back about 2 rows of grippers. So that's 1 row of grippers, that's 2 rows of grippers, and then just look to the left a little bit. Okay, and that should get it in a nice place. Then what you want to do is remove this foundation. Once that's done, check you can access your box through this wall. If you can, that is looking good. Then you want to place a triangle foundation and see if you can place this wall. If you can place this wall, we are good to move on. It's going to make this HQM. You can still access the box through the wall, which is good. And then we're going to put 2 walls here, hard side facing out on HQM. Okay, next up, we do want to place a large box here because we won't be able to place it later otherwise. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and put some walls hard side facing out here and here. I'm going to make them HQM. And then we're going to come out here and make this one HQM. Once I could no clip up, but I'm just going to show you what you're probably best off doing. Just put a spiral stair on there, just so you can get up here. Once we're up, we want to put a triangle on the highest ones, which is there, and a square. Then, joining onto them, you want the triangle frames, and we're going to make these HQM. Like so. Then we're going to drop down into this hole, up here, and we're going to place a triangle floor and make that HQM. Then a triangle square floor, make that HQM. Then you need to get another floor frame on that, like so, and make that HQM. And then that will allow us to put the last floor piece in here and make that HQM. This one here is to put the twig bunker in, you'll see in a minute. So once we've done that, we can then seal this with the last piece of HQM from the inside, and then what we'll do is we'll put our twig floor in, which you would probably make wood, but I'll just leave it twig just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so when we come up top, we can place 1, 2 frames on the bunker drop down, make them HQM, and all that does now is basically lets us place the last tile when you want to log off for the night, make that HQM as well, and all you do is when you spawn inside, you break this twig and it opens up your bunker. Okay, like so. I do like to place a furnace down here, it just helps with just getting in and out, it just makes it a lot easier. Okay, so once we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to put some sheet metal walls around here, and on the same on the remove these steps, same on this side. Okay, so first off we'll do the easy side. So the easy side is just simple. You put 2 floor frames on the top ones, and then you get the other ones underneath, and you have to make these little HQM. Like so. Then what you want to do is come round to the other side, and this is the one where we want sheet metal walls all the way around on this triangle to seal it in. I'm just going to shortcut and jump up here, and we're going to place a triangle there, like so, and we're going to make this one HQM, and then we're going to put 2 of them like so, which is going to be HQM as well. And then, because they're now, we can now fill in, because if they weren't there, we wouldn't be able to put a medium piece on this. So what we're going to do now is going to do the high ones. Then let us put the mediums in. Let's see if I can do it from this side, it might be easier. Yeah, the mediums. And then we can fill it in with the lows, like so. That is why we needed that over there, okay? And this should be pretty much the last of... this can be quite awkward to get. Do it from the outside of this. There we go. And then we'll do this side. And that is the core fully done. Okay. So what we're going to do now is they're now going to go round the outside. So to do that, we're going to use this high foundation that we used earlier, and we're going to come back with 2 squares, and then we can go triangle, 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 and then once that's done we can remove these 2 here. We don't need them now, and then we can just go, we'll follow this around this way actually. 2 more triangles, square, and then we go triangle, triangle, so once that's done, that's a square, triangle, 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 square, and then we go here, triangle, triangle, is looking pretty good. And we do want, because this is a different height, we want these ones to join up like so. So this is what the floor plan is going to look like. Sorry for the shadow on that tree. I should have got rid of that. And what we'll do is I'll just speed this up and I'll make these sheet metal and come straight back. Okay, so I'm back. So I've just made that all sheet metal, and then obviously I left these two here because these are just honeycombs, which you'll see in a minute. So what we're going to do now is place our doors, and we're going to go around with some more sheet metal walls. So the doors, what we're going to want to be here, and this one only needs to be stone, and then we're going to come up over to the other side and do the same over here. Once that's stone, we do a layer of sheet metal walls all the way around. So I'll just speed this bit up. Oh, before I speed it up, when you get to these parts here, all I do is just pop a half full and a triangle there and just jump up through, okay? And just do the same on the other side. Like so. And because we don't need to go around them over those four out there. Okay, so I'll just carry on. Okay, once that's done, we do need to protect these armoured foundations here. So what I do here is just put a half wall, 3 triangles, and another half wall there, like so. And that just protects them down there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go seal this base so then we can finish the inside so it's safe. So we're going to do a whole row of stone walls, so I'll just speed that up. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to add some more walls, which is only on these 3 here. 1, 2, 3, on them flat ones. And on these straight ones here, another 3. Once those ones are in, the rest is all just windows, which you put embrasures on or window bars, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do that now in the video because it's just a waste of time. Once that's done, get up top and put the roof on. And I'll show you how to do this. I'll speed a bit of it up and I'll come back. We need to leave basically like a star shape. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the star shape type of thing now. So I do try and make the drop down for the from the helipad and from the roof access the same side as where the bunker is. Okay, so that's the one triangle that we want to leave open. So just fill this in like so, and once that's done, we will put, as you can see, the main bunker is below this triangle, so we can just put a frame on there. While we're up here, we might as well chuck the cheap helipad on. So all we're going to do is go around like this, around the star to the left. When we get to the front entrance, it's 3 double doors for a garage door, and then we're going to put 1 on the drop down as well to increase that raid cost. Just seal this up. There we go. So you can get your heli in there and you can get it in and out quite comfortably. Okay, let's go down now, and I'm going to show you the airlock, which you put on both sides of the base. But I'm just going to show you how to build one because it's so basic and simple. Like I said, tried to make everything as simple as possible because the start of the base was so awkward. So you just need 3 triangles, okay? And you put a door frame here and here, double door frame, and then it's single door frames. 1, 2, 3. Once they're done, pop your roofs on. And all these are for your windows here and here, your shop fronts. If I just chuck a couple on for you. There we go. There you go, so you put your 2 shop fronts on, so it just gives you a bit of view. It's not the best, but it's okay. And then just grab some doors. You want the first door to open inwards, second one to open outwards, so that gives you your airlock protection. And the good thing is if someone does go deep and gets into the second past your first door, we've got this one here, which does the exact same again. Okay, and then after that, you would just chuck a garage door on this one. Okay, like so. So just rinse and repeat that on the other side, and we are good to go. So what we do next, okay, is we want to get some walls on before we floor down here. Okay, so it's going to be, I'll show you now, grab our walls, and it's these ones down here we want to put on. And we want them soft side facing us. Oops, sorry. These ones, and do the same on the other side. The reason why you have to place them is because it just causes big problems later, and we're going to make them sheet metal. And in fact, if I just do this, and we're going to seal these in as well here. These raiders might think there's something good in there. They're going to have a bad time if they blow in them. We're just going to use them to help add protection. There we go. Feel free to use them if you want, but I don't. There we go. Once they're done, we're going to chuck floors over them. Looking at these sheet then, the ones we just put in, like so. And then what we can do is go around and make our 4 loot rooms. Like so. That. And then once that's done, we want to get these on. So, go around the other side, do the same. And then just build some twig steps just to get yourself back in. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to do 1 loot room, which you would replicate on 4, and then I'll show you what to do here. And I'm just going to place bags in the middle bit here. If you wanted to, you can totally change this. If you want, you could put beds in here with storage, so you'd have proper bedrooms. Totally up to you how you want to do this, guys. Again. Okay, so a loot room is, I've gone for simplicity again. So you do a half wall and a floor. Remove this. In fact, I'm going to have to do it on a few of them because I need to show you how to do. I'll try and make it as quick as possible, guys. Okay, so once they're all in, remove all the half walls. I'm going to make these stone. Like so. Now, by having these in, it does allow us to put these in, which I will get to in a minute. But let's just finish this first. So as for the loot room, I'm just going to put some twig in here, just temporarily, just to get the double door frame on, make that stone. Then we can place this piece of twig. Nope, I'm telling a lie. With the garage door on first. That's the order. So you want the garage door on. Open it, make sure you put a lock on it first as well. And then we're going for simplicity here, guys. So we're just going to put 2, a large, a barbecue, and a large. And we're just going to put a couple of small there, and a couple of smalls in front. Like I said, just simplicity. There's plenty of ways to get better storage, guys, but I'm trying to simplify this base design because it was a pain to get going. So let's get another barbecue in there. In fact, I don't think we can have a barbecue up the top. We might have to remove that. So this is our loot room, one of them, and I was correct. I don't think we're going to allow that. Okay, so it's quite a lot of storage, and I mean, if you wanted 4 of them on the opposite side of the base, or do like a loot room and a bedroom, and then a loot room and a bedroom, like totally up to you. But that is how the loot rooms work. Okay, once that's done, we can go and put let's get a first floor on the top. So you can get these top ones on. Make these sheet. Let's get up top, make it easier and more visual. So what I'm doing here is I'm currently putting the highest ones on first. Okay, so the highest ones are on the squares of the loot rooms, and then once we've done that, let's connect them all up. But the problem is we do need to work out which square we're going to entrance down. So easiest way to work this out is find out where your drop down is, and then it's going to be that triangle over here. Okay, I'll show you now. So let's seal this off. So all at the highest height, and it's that one we leave. Okay, so wherever your drop down is from your roof access, your helipad, it's this triangle here you want to leave undone, and we just put two triangle doors on there. We're going to have them open on this side, like so. Okay, let's get back down and finish it off so we can move on to the next part of the base. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a second layer of flooring. Okay. As you can see, it's already started over here, so we might as well just carry on from this. So that's there. Then we go squares. And then from these we can get the middle pieces in as well. Gonna have to take the door off to place this one, which is pretty annoying. Sorry about that, guys. And then this middle one. There we go. So we've got two bits of floor, but that's as far as we can go on that medium height. So the rest has to be off this low height here. So it's only those three, and these two squares are off the low height. Okay. So that is now double floor stacked. Sorry if you've now got to pick up some boxes to get your garage door on. No, you don't. There you go. You can put your garage door back on. No biggie, no biggie. Right, let's move on to these little bits of storage here. Two. So what we do is we're going to put some triangles in. And we're going to go for some storage in here. So in this one, I'm just going to go for something pretty basic. If it'll let me do it, it will eventually, like so. Nothing major on the bottom down here, and we could chuck a barbecue probably in there with a bit of storage extra. And then on the top, what we're going to do is put a triangle. We need that, we need to put that, and that. It just makes it a bit easier for placing this little bit of twig. Okay, so we're going to get a large in here, like so. We're going to get a large in here. And a large in here, and then what that'll allow us to do is put two smalls in front, like so, and you should be able to access all of them very comfortably from downstairs. And obviously don't forget that you're going to need your door frames on, make them stone, because garage door frames only need to be stone, but you might need to put your garage door on before the boxes. But that's cool. So that's how you loot that room. This side is slightly different because all we're going to do is we're going to place one triangle here, and then I'm going to do the same thing again, just place this bit of twig just to make placement a little easier. Oops, I've got to stand on this to get up. There we go. I'm just going to place a large, a small. Then we can remove this twig. And then I'm just going to chuck a large in here. Gives us that nice freedom of movement to get in and out of here. So once you've done that, got all your doors on and your boxes, you can have however you want it. And then obviously you can chuck as many sleeping bags as you want down here. Okay guys. get the gist of it. Right, let's go up to the next layer. So this floor is slightly different because we're going to do it in stone. So if this is the side where your drop down to that bunker is, this is going to be the entrance to this floor. And these can be a bit tricky to place. So sometimes you just got to go out here and just place stuff like this. Okay. Piece stone. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Pardon me. There'll be 2 walls on this one. And then once that's done, we're just going to wall this off. Hard side out all the way around. Like so. There we have so what we're going to do now is this is our entrance here, and the reason why I've done it like this is this entrance then joins onto this entrance, so if they want to do the door path, they're not going to have a good time. So let's just follow off from this entrance here. We're going to put a wall here, hard side facing them, and then double door frame. You can do whatever you want in this room. I mean, I just chucked BP, bench, large box, and my favourite item, the chair, in there. Then we're going to make a loot room here. So we're going to, on this one, we're going to do hard side facing out. With, before we put the door frame in, we want to go half wall. This should be twig, by the way. Okay, so this would be a twig. So, and then these would be stone, and then we remove the twig. That time. Now, as for loot storage in here, as you can see, there's a gap up there. So people could break your boxes. I don't think they'll able to get the loot, but they could break the boxes. So don't put your best stuff in these boxes. Okay. So the simple way to loot this is one at the back. Make sure your garage door's on first, otherwise you're gonna have to pick this box back up, like so. Put them 2 there. Put 1 in this corner, and then that'll allow you to put 1 in here. So you can get 4 in there. Do the same on the bottom, but these ones you can put a little bit better loot in, because they can't be broken as easily, but they're still only protected by stone, so not your best loot in these ones, obviously. And I've rushed that and messed up that placement, my bad. So, moving on, we're going to follow this door path. So what we want is a half wall here with a floor on top. We're going to make these sheep. Okay. And then we're going to put 2 half walls hard side facing here, like so. And then you can put some storage in here, maybe some shotgun traps or something. They're not going to do the absolute best, but they might help. It could still do something, do you know what I mean? So, but this is where we get to the good shotgun traps. So we put a wall here, hard side facing us, sheet metal. And then down here is our furnace room and where we're going to put our shotgun traps. Okay, so we're going to put a wall here, outside facing us. This is where our furnaces go, in here like so. And then what we want is some shotgun traps. Now for me, I like to get, if it were me, I'd try and put 3 in here. Like so. Want anyone that drops down there, they can't see them. We want them to have a bad time if they drop down there, okay? So we want them to follow this path. Then what we're going to have here is another loot room. So we do twig half, like that, and like that. Again, stone that. Remove 4 large up there and 4 large down there, like so. This is slightly different here. You can kind of do whatever you want. I still kind of make it like a little loot room as well, like so. So up here you can do your 2 large with the barbie, like in the loot rooms downstairs, and then down here you can just pretty much do whatever you want. Just chuck another large, another large like so, or something like that. So you've still got easy access down to the other floor. Once that's done, obviously you can chuck a double door frame on, which sometimes it's best to look at the floor or look up to get these placements. So, and then obviously you would do the same on this one. Just be playing up. There you go, so you got another loot room, another potential loot room, and drop down there. Okay, so that's pretty much the main part of the base done. So now we're going to go around and do the inner Peekdowns. So the best way I found to do the inner Peekdowns is don't upgrade anything straight away. So just go around the outside of the whole. Oh, that was a choke. Just go around the outside and put a twig. Anywhere there's an outside wall, just get a floor piece on. I'll put one in the middle there because this one can be a bit awkward to place. So, and then just remove it. Just go all the way around. Beautiful. So we've gone all the way around, but what we want to do now is build up. How do we get up? So before we finish the Peekdowns, we can remove this one here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 garage doors on here. We're going to put half walls on the outside of them, hard side facing out. Upgrade them. We're going to grab a ladder. It's going to be our method for getting up. And obviously you would chuck garage doors on these. And that is going to be our way up. Okay guys? Like so. So once we've done that, we've gone all the way around the outside with these. We could make these stone now, but what we're going to do before we do that is we're going to place the lower ones. So to do that, I find it's easiest down from the bottom. It's not easy, but it's easier. Just place them like this. You just got to jump. These are the hardest ones to place here. That one in. This one here can. There we go, got it. Sometimes it latches onto the wrong one and just keeps breaking, but you'll get it. Okay. So, just go all the way around. Okay, so I've been all the way around. I'm going to go back up and make it all stone. I'll speed this bit up. And there we have it. There's our inner peaks. And some of them are pretty damn tight and pretty good. Some of them are not so good, but that's just the way it's worked out. And then I think we're pretty much done. We just need to sort out the last bits of honeycomb. So on this side here, all we want to do is go up like this. And there's a reason for this, is we want to cover this little hole here. I know if people look through the windows they can see it's floor stacked, that's fine, that doesn't bother me, but I don't want anyone walking past the base going, oh look, that base is floor stacked. Yeah, so we're going to hide that. I recommend that, I strongly recommend that. And then on the other side, just do a little bit of stone honeycomb on these. you have it, guys. That is how you build this base. Okay, guys, so I hope you like it. If you've got this far and you've actually learned how to build this base and you're going to use it, let me know in the comments what server you've used it on, how many of you are in your group that used it, how well it's worked, and how quickly can you build it now you've practiced it. I mean, I can build it pretty quick now, so yeah, just let me know anything, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Peekdowns.